Joe Stas, who's a managing consultant at Duke's Recruitment in Cheltenham. Hello, Joe.
Oh, hi there, Steve. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you ever so much for joining us. What is your reaction to Jeremy Hunt's proposals? Let's have a look at your books. I mean, how are you sorted for vacancies at the moment? Are you overwhelmed with vacancies?
Yeah, well, since we've returned pre-pandemic, certainly we've been inundated with clients who have multiple vacancies across different sectors, and that trend really hasn't slowed down for us coming back into the new year. We're never sure how things will look, but at the moment we certainly have a lot of work on. And while we do find some success, there are certainly gaps and skill shortages in the market.
Which sectors are struggling with job shortages the most for you?
So if we look at breaking it down and not necessarily core areas for us, but within hospitality, service industry, care, manufacturing, we know from speaking to our partners, certainly that these are areas that they really struggle to find staff for. If we look across the commercial spectrum, then within tech, for example, they're really struggling. Even in London, big firms there struggle to attract staff. So it tells you a lot. If our sort of nation's capital is struggling, then that doesn't bode well for the rest of us further afield.
But there are a number of people who may have recently retired with a lot of those skills that, take a long time to be taught. Can you understand the Chancellor saying, you know what, we need you back?
I can, and certainly something needs to be done, because I know this is causing a lot of concern for businesses. I think what the difficulty will be is enticing that part of society back into the workplace. If we looked at their barriers, even though there is such an amazing wealth of experience, and no doubt they have an awful lot to offer businesses if they do return, the challenges that could be faced for businesses is potentially retraining or reskilling to the more, maybe new software, et cetera, et cetera. And I can understand why, if you're over 50, recently retired, and if you were listening to the Chancellor's statement this morning, you thought, well, what's in it for me? And that might be the concern that they have in getting them back into the workforce.
What do you think would be the most effective way of solving the workforce shortage then?
There's certainly no quick fix. I think what we need to look at is how we communicate with, well, certainly when we're working with our clients, rather than there being a blanket approach to the way in which businesses say that they're going to support their staff coming in, or what they want their staff to be doing, whether that's working permanently full-time in the office. Take it on a case-by-case basis, and get to understand an individual's needs, rather than just saying, well, this is our kind of blanket approach to what we want everybody to be doing. I completely understand businesses' frustrations at the moment, because they've been sort of thrust into this position because of the pandemic. But I think that there needs to be more, I guess, less of a square peg round hole, and just having a conversation with an individual and finding what would best suit them, rather than saying, well, this is how we do things, and offering the flexibility. I think people just want to be treated, I guess, professionally, like a grown-up. And I think that's what would be a massive help. But there's lots of other factors involved too.
Thank you very much for joining us. Interesting chat to you, Joe. Good
Thanks,
luck.
Steve.
Thank you ever so much, Joe Stas, managing consultant at Duke's Recruitment in Cheltenham.